Alright, after realizing that I haven't uploaded in like 5 weeks, I decided to do something completely different, as all my videos are completely different. This is just literally me building and painting models. And I figured since I didn't want to just have it in like silence of just like this, I think I'd talk about something near and dear to my heart. The Iron Warriors, my goated army. When I first started playing 40K, I didn't know a thing about them. And I think that's by design. That's exactly how they were in lore. This is exactly how they are now. Nobody cares about them. But once you begin to even acknowledge them, you really realize how cool they were. So, actually, I say were, like they're not still amazing now. So, let's just start off with the Primarch, the GOAT, Perturabo. Now, first off, the whole Imperium of Man is just like its own can of worms, really, especially during the Horus Heresy. And I'm gonna be honest with you, any person whose preferred like tactic is planetary decimation is a person you gotta watch out for. And you know what? They did not watch out for Perturabo. In fact, I think they just ignored him. But so I start playing 40K, it's whatever, Iron Warriors, who are those guys? Like, I think I heard about them in, like, 2 lore videos, and then I was too busy focusing on my other ghosts, the Blood Angels. Now, the Iron Warriors, again, like, they just don't get anything. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, I keep seeing new things left and right about just, like, perfect Iron Warriors stuff. I mean, the New Defilers, the Obliterators? I think that's what they're called. It's either that or the, like, Demolishers. They got a dumb name or something like that. These are perfect Iron Warriors units for 40K. Especially with Kravik Morn, another amazing thing that is just Iron Warrior stuff left and right. And then, we also have, see, this would probably be the part of the video I, like, cut it out and, try that again. But I kind of want to just do this in one take. So, we have just them existing. They're getting some new stuff that works perfectly. And then I started getting into 30K, which that's what the first part of this video is. Like, if you're watching the time-lapse, this is my 40K stuff, and then I'm blending it in with my 30K. Because I already kind of decided I'm going to get the Demolishers and Kravik Morn, and I'm getting all them. And I can just toss in a couple squads. Let's see. Oh, look, I've even turned around the video, and now we're just looking at Iron Warriors that I'm painting for 30K. You can even see a Saturnine Terminator and a cup. That blue cup will be there for like 90% of the video. Oh, it looks like I'm trying to hide it. But anyway, let's see. Let's take a moment here, a momentary pause, so I can actually tell you all the great things the Iron Warriors have done. Alright, so very rarely do the Iron Warriors take L's. Like, I can say now that they have 100% success rate, mostly because the Demonculaba has been retconned, so eat that. Perturabo is just, like, the GOAT out of all the Primarchs, if you ask me. Like, Sanguinius, like, that's like the peak right there. But then there's Perturabo. This guy just didn't stop at anything. I mean, I've got the 30 or the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness rulebook, and I'm flipped to the section talking about all the different armies or different chapters. And to be honest, you can tell he's got at least some kind of knowledge when his observed strategic tendencies are siege and trench, coordinated mass theater warfare, armored assault, planetary decimation, attrition, retribution, and counterinsurgency campaigns. Now, here's the one kind of thing I will take away from the Iron Warriors here. They're like Cadians. Like, they just kind of throw stuff at you until you're like, oh man, I'm out of stuff to hold up in front of the things they're throwing at me. So that's kind of like the downside. Like, okay, you know, they could technically be forced into a stalemate if you just kept throwing things in front of their things that they're throwing at you. But there's some other things just kind of in the first page about them alone, with the implant rejection rates of their gene seeds were already super low. That's great, which means that there could be like a couple thousand Iron Warriors before there could have been of anybody else, which that says something. You know, keeping some guys in mind, like Vulcan, you know, where you gotta sit in a volcano or whatever you do, or like Sanguinius, when you literally sit in just a coffin for like a year straight. It's like, what are we doing? Like, I love Sanguinius. He's the GOAT. He's the best Primarch. But, like, not many people I know would willingly get into a coffin for a whole year straight. I mean, that's just not how it goes. Now, this is also where I kind of fall victim to the, like, TikTok Warhammer people. Because I don't know about you, but I don't really have time to read, like, 65 books so I can scout out the accuracy of literally everything ever said, ever, you know, over the 40 years Warhammer has existed. But I gotta say this. I think our GOAT, Joe Tarabo, has just had, like, the most wins against the other Primarchs. Like, here, I'm about to pull up the list. Now, of course, it is hard to, like, Horus Heresy is, like, a lot. Like, they were literally fighting over anything. Like, it just didn't matter. So, like, the most notable things that you could bring up, my personal favorite one, the Siege of Terror, where all the traitor forces and all the loyalist forces were fighting all kind of at the same time. And then after seeing the absolute nonsense that all his brothers were up to, Perturabo just dips. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Chaos is for nerds. Gathers up all his boys, and he's just like, yeah, we're out. And then they immediately start losing. Like, all the traitor forces are just like, oh man, maybe we should have had the guy who's been organizing literally everything. Maybe we should have listened to him. I mean, Perturabo knew it was up when Horus, the War Master, you know, the guy, War Master, I mean, come on, was like, yeah, send the Death Guard onto the front lines, instead of the guys that, you know, who it's their whole thing to do this. Another thing, after Angron fully transformed, after he let the beast out, or whatever the Gatorade slogan is, yeah. After that happened to him, Perturabo was just like, yeah, I'm done with you. Beat Angron in a fight. Like, I think he was fully transformed too. And then just dragged him around in front of the World Eaters and the Iron Warriors and literally anything else that was on the planet. He was just like, hey, I beat this guy. By the way, give me a tougher opponent next time. I imagine that's what he said, because, you know, he's just the GOAT like that. I hope there's some Imperial Fist fans in the audience. I doubt there's that many fans, like, in the first place. But, like, Imperial Fist specifically. The Iron Cage. I have a friend who is a Black Templars fan, which kind of by extension just means he's a Rogal Dorn Imperial Fist fan. And he, like, I bring it up just about daily. The Iron Cage. Remember what happened there? Yeah, that was pretty bad. What happened to your Primarch, little bro? Bailed out by the Ultramarines, by Robot Girly Man. I mean, and I'm sure this doesn't make sense to anybody who's not, like, actively, like, into the Warhammer lore, so let me just explain it to you in the simplest terms and the way I remember it. So, Perturabo, after fleeing the scene, well, actually, no, that makes him sound like he was trying to run away. After realizing how dumb Chaos was and was just like, nah, I'm out, just kind of flew off. He flew off while all the other forces were fighting. And the Imperial Fist, who he deeply hates, were just kind of like, hey, we need to go find that guy, and we need to go jump him. So, after finding out what planet he'd been hiding out on, they pull up to this giant fortress, and the Imperial Fists are like, yo, we got this. They spent a very, very long time fighting at this one gate. I mean, it was just an absolute bloodbath, and they're just like, oh my gosh, keep sending in more units to die, we're almost there. Eventually, they bust down the door, and you know what it is on the other side of this door? An empty field where they're getting shot down at from the Iron Warriors. Because Perturabo, being the mastermind genius he is, the strategic whatever, had just planned for the Imperial Fist to show up. Like, he knew all their tactics and everything. He was just waiting for them to show up. He's like, yeah, they're going to show up any day now. And he was right. So, he basically almost wiped out the Imperial Fist right then and there. Like, that was about to be it. Which, I mean, that's not really that much of a loss, because, well, all 5 Imperial Fist fans are probably shaking their hand at the screen in rage. But, so, like, this was so bad that all the Chaos Forces were just like, man, that guy messed him up bad. Let's give him powers. That's bad. That is really bad. If Chaos, which is like the worst thing in the 40k verse, is like, you know what, dude, you're just an absolute villain. We're giving you more power so you can do it again. And Perturabo was like, nah, I don't want it. I saw this thing not too long ago that said, if Perturabo even slightly cared about Chaos, he would have been the new, like, Abaddon the Despoiler. Mind you, that guy is like, well, he was like the right-hand man of Horus. You know, the one who started all that. Also, just a little side note, why would the Emperor ever trust a guy with whose last name is Heresy? I mean, it's like he should have seen that coming from a mile away. Well, anyway, video kind of coming to an end here. I just wanted to upload something, like, quickly, because I realized that, hey, it's been a while. I've got a bunch of videos in the works, some more, like, little 40k stuff. I'm doing, like, a little tournament in Battle Sector, so when that comes out, you know, hope y'all enjoy it. Another Dead by Daylight video, this time with Pyramid Head. And so, yeah. Anyway, have great days. Bye!